please.
Councilman Durant Daniels.
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. He's absent. And Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Present.
Okay, we have 2 who are present. We do have a quorum.
Right. Just a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you all for another day. Heavenly Father, thank you all for coming together to once again do the will that you have for the village, Heavenly Father. I know we're all going through a stressful time in this country, Heavenly Father, but I know it's all for a purpose, Heavenly Father. Once again, thank you all for allowing us to come together through this medium to do your will, Heavenly Father. In such a name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, so old business. I just have our 2020 goals update. I know we wanted to talk about some policy and procedural things. Just trying to get back to my Zoom piece here. Policy and procedural things, Miss Jeannie. And I wanted to get into some policy and procedural things in the second half of the meeting. But just, is there anything you wanted to speak about as we talked about policies and procedures, as we just talked about 2020 goals update?
I was thinking we might want to approve the minutes from the last meeting first and then go on into all of that. Do you want to do that first? Approve the minutes and then, because I got a big list of stuff here.
Well, so off of the minutes from the last meeting, well, yes, ma'am. So let me go back and just make sure we make that motion. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going off of the agenda that I had on my email. So according to, I'm trying to pull this up. So we do need to make a motion to accept the minutes from our last meeting of May 2020. So can I have a motion to accept those minutes from our last month's meeting? While you had that up, Ms. Jeannie. So I'm trying to.
I moved to accept the minutes from our last law committee meeting. I think it might have been May 4th with any needed corrections.
Yes, ma'am. I second that motion with any needed corrections. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. So after we talked about this, just our old business, I had Miss Lisa send me our minutes from when we last time we actually talked about our goals was our February meeting. That was kind of last time we actually really got down to the nitty gritty of it. You know, obviously March was NLC. Then since then we've been COVID. But please, Ms. Jeannie, go on onto your list of what you would like to see, and then from there I could just respond and we can go from there.
I just wrote a few notes that I want to discuss in the law after reading the minutes. It was, are we complete on the 12-step code enforcement sheet? If so, will it be in the newsletter? Make sure our code enforcer is confident and he's ready. And can he be in the next meeting? Also, did we update the fines? And are they outlined and in writing? Because Ms. Rita, I think, was supposed to pull some code violations and see what the normal fee was. I think because Mr. Dukes said that it was $100. And did Mr. Desai update the code language that needed to be updated? Because it was motioned in the last meeting that he did that, and I don't know if he did it. And that's it. No, one more thing. And did anybody look into the livestock code? That's it.
Well, the livestock code. Yes, ma'am. So trying to go down each one. The first one dealing with code enforcement. Miss Donna, would you be able to kind of touch in on that and just our code enforcer, just where we're at with our updated coding system. So I know last time we talked about, especially just dealing with, violation of cars, we said we were going to have like a red, a yellow, and then a finding system from there. Just curious if if we've been able to update that with our code enforcer at all.
So currently what we're doing is we found a printing company and we're trying to get him to print the type of sticker, Lisa, I'm sorry, that can go on the doors. And it's an 8-step process. So we have printed the sticker. I mean, we're looking for the company to be able to print that. And he should be letting me know, getting back with me this week on that. The code enforcer has been coming in and learning the system, but he needs those stickers. He needs that. I have the letter that Mr. Dukes had prepared for him. I have the letter that he can, it's gonna be like a template. So he'll be able to use that one and just insert a code violation number or the ordinance number. And so as far as the fines, I don't know about that part. I'll have to check with Mr. Dukes on that. And also I'll have to check with Mr. Desai as far as the code language. But I know as far as the code enforcement, once we get those stickers printed, we should be pretty much good to go.
Can we have those steps? Or can I just see what the steps are whenever y'all get it complete?
Okay. Just an 8-step process, and it's 4 different color coded stickers: white, orange, red, and yellow. So,
Chairman Daniels.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm looking over the old minutes, so it looks like I'm supposed to get some information from Ms. Watson regarding what the fines were several years, well, not several years, but a few years back. So I'll have that information at Monday's committee of the whole. So you'll have that information as far as what the fines were. And I'll share that with Ms. Pope and Mr. Duke.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then once again, I'll put everybody on the email chain as regards of if Mr. Desai has been able to update, like I said, the code language as well. So like I said, Ms. Donna, just to continue to make sure that we have a paper trail that we continue to ask for, just making sure that we're on top of that.
okay.
And my only other thing on just old business, I know we've been continue to update our signs and have everything just kind of just rolling. I know we're having, sometimes the signs get knocked down to things of that nature. I'm just asking, is there any type of timeline of trying to just make sure, okay, at this point we want to have all of our stop signs at an official height, all of our street warning signs, I guess is the best way to put them, like no parking, yielding, all those things are up to date as well. Do we have just an exact date of when we want to have everything done by that, Ms. Donna, by any chance?
The warning signs have been put up. The stop signs, I have noticed some variable sizes. So we need to get a cost on that and see how much those would actually cost. I know when we changed over to the blue and gold actual street signs, it was pretty expensive. But I think it may be a mandatory thing. So we'll just have to have Jamal get some price quotes. I believe he did that once before, but I did notice last week that we had stop signs that were different sizes or heights, and I think they have to be at least 7 feet.
Okay.
So I'll check with Jamal and get back with you on that.
Okay.
After I talked to Mr. Dukes too. So.
All right, no problem. And then just so next, anything else on old business, and just updated on the 2020 update of goals. All right, moving on to new business.
Did we? Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not for sure. Maybe I wasn't listening. Did we say whether or not the solicitor was changed it?
We don't know. So I said what we'll do is myself and Ms. Donna Pope both said that we don't know. I said I'm going to send an email putting everybody on it, so that way we continue to have a paper trail of just where we've been at in this process.
Okay, I'm sorry I didn't hear that part.
No, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So just going on into the next part, we're talking about the 2021 tax budget and police levy. So Ms. Donna Pope, if you want to start this off, you are more than welcome to take over.
So I sent you guys an email. You should have received it about 5:15. Sorry, it was late, but I sent you an email about the police levy. And so the email, I don't know how to share this. Can you you're away.
Yeah, I'm gonna share, Ms. Donna. I'm pulling it up now. So
okay.
go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up as you talk.
So it would be the police levy. I just sent it over to you. You actually have the police and the infrastructure. So highlight the police levy one. Okay.
You guys see it, correct?
Yeah.
And then as you talk, Ms. Donna, I'll just scroll through.
Okay, so what we have to do when we're doing the 2021 tax budget, we have to give them 2 years of actuals and 2 years of estimate. So that when they get this report, they'll be able to see what our actuals was for 18, 19, what we estimated for 2020, and what we're going to estimate for 2021. The number that I have plugged in there is a 3% increase over 2020. So I just estimated a 3% increase because our property levels haven't been going down. And actually, we received more property tax revenue. So I just estimated at a 3% increase. In appropriations, we're not so lucky. Oh, I was trying to scroll down my thing.
I got it.
In appropriations, we're not so lucky. The 2018 and 2019, you'll see the actuals. In this section right here, because the police levy, we use monies from the general fund and also the police levy to pay for sheriff services and different things that come out of or that are dedicated to the police department. So from the appropriations from the general fund in 2017, 2018, we appropriated 370,000 from the general, and then $303,502 from the actual police levy. So that's that total of 673,502. In 19, we appropriated 505,000 from the general and 395 from the police levy. The way that I'm trying to appropriate or allot in the police levy is the amount of their contract. In 19, we also had to purchase the 2 vehicles, so that's why it's a little higher in 19. And then in 2020, the estimate for their contract is 776,385. That's actually going to be higher because when we signed the contract, they said that they gave us an estimate amount before they knew what their contract was actually going to be. So their actual contract for this year is going to be 812,000. So what I did there was another 3 to 5% increase. Now, Mr. Dukes wants to reduce some of their services. So when he gets back, he'll, talk more about that and what his plans are for the sheriff's services. Now, in this next row, I won't send this down to the county like this. I'm just giving it to you guys for your information. So 101, 21, 12, 52, 30, that's our contractual services in the general. And these are the people that we paid in 2018 and 19 and the amounts that we paid. Now you notice the Hamilton County Sheriff, their bill almost doubled. Well, it did double in 2019, and that's why the expense for the sheriff's department is so much higher than it was in 18. And in 2020, the estimate was from the general fund, 385,000. And the estimate, if you look right below it, from the levy was 400,000. That's the total amount of their 2020 contract. But if you see the 2021 is significantly higher because I know their contract amount is going to be at least 812,000. So I increased that. But again, like I said, Mr. Dukes is, I think he talked to Sheriff Neal and Captain Butler about trying to get those prices reduced. So in the police levy, the actual amounts in 18 and 19, they went to Auditor of Hamilton County. Those are the fees amount that we pay on the property tax, how we have to record the gross amount. So the amount that we get up in the revenue side plus the fees will equal the total gross of property tax receipt collect on our behalf. So the most of the vendors are consistently the same. So we have Board of Communications, we have to pay for that communications. That was $19,966 in 19. Danco Lettering, that was when we got the new vehicles that we purchased in 19. In Hamilton County Sheriff's, the total, you'll see the difference from 18 and 19.
So, Chairman Daniels, I have a question, if it's okay for Ms. Pope.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason why, so I can remember since we're on it. So you said that the sheriffs said that the amount that they gave us on a contract was estimated. Is it saying estimated on the contract? Because I just don't think that that's fair for us to, all of a sudden, we've been on a contract for 2-3 years and now you're paying us, we having to pay more. Who does an estimated contract?
Well, that was the conversation that we did have with them, and when we reviewed the contract, the very last line said this is based on an estimate depending on what their increases was going to be. So they gave us the range of what they thought we was going to have to pay for 2020.
So basically, we're paying what they possibly want us to pay from the get-go when we met.
Yes.
Okay, this, Mr. Desai, did you have any input from him, or is he aware?
No, I haven't talked to Mr. Desai about that.
I'm gonna send.
I don't know if Mr. Dukes has, but I didn't talk to him.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to send an email to Mr. Desai because we need to have another conversation about this contract.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Anybody else have any questions so far?
None yet.
My only question. I'll wait. I'll make Ms. Pope continue.
Okay, so like I said, down in 214, 212, 5230, you'll see the vendors that we paid. The super circuits, it was for some updates to the security system. And then the office furniture store, right below that in 2018, that's when we remodeled the sheriff's department, police department. Now, if you notice in that last column under 2021, the estimate, even though we won't talk about this until the budget happens, I did go up a little bit, Mr. Daniels. Come back down. Okay, right there, 30,000 amount. I put an estimate in there for a new vehicle because, as you guys know, we did have a vehicle that was totaled. The value of the building, the value of the automobile that was totaled, we will receive a check for $9,600. So we're still gonna have to. It was valued at $9,600 because they didn't know. Thank Lord they didn't tear up. He didn't tear up one of the newer vehicles that we just purchased. He tore up one of the old ones. It was a 2011, and it had over 100,000 miles on it. So it was valued at 96. So I put that amount in there because we're gonna have to talk about new or used vehicle. But we won't be able to purchase that until next year. I don't think until next year.
Mhm.
Chairman Daniels?
Yes, ma'am. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have one for Ms. Pope.
Yes.
So Ms. Pope, how many vehicles have been wrecked? And is this the second one, brand new? Well, this is old, but how many have they wrecked?
This one, this year, it was totaled. I believe in 18, I think we had a total vehicle, but that was when Miss Hopkins was still here.
It's a total of 2 cars total. And then we're gonna, okay.
The contract says that we have to provide 4 vehicles for their
Correct.
use. So,
Right, I'm just trying to figure out how much money we're being out of because we keep getting these total vehicles.
And
then
my
how much
concern
we-
is don't tear stuff up thinking you're gonna get something new.
Yeah.
Was the first one, was that a new one? The first one?
no, I know Ms. Hopkins replaced that with the 2 vehicles that we received from Anderson Township.
Mm-hmm.
Those, both of those used vehicles cost like $8,000 together. So I guess they were $4,000 a piece.
Right, so but didn't we buy 2 brand new ones 2
Yeah,
years
we
ago?
bought two brand new ones last year in
Okay.
19.
Okay. Starting to
And
sound
we had in the budget 60,000, but they actually came in at that 46,008 that you see
okay.
right there under
Okay.
2019.
All right, thank you.
You're
Any other
welcome.
questions? So Ms. Pope, my question is, I know Mr. Dukes is going to get more into it, but as he talks about reducing in services, right? A, how much is an estimate does he anticipate that saving us? And then B, do you know or do you have an idea how much was our police budget in 2014 before we transferred over to Hamilton County, out of curiosity?
No, I don't know that, but I can get
Fine.
it for you. From the past, when I was looking at the expenditures for the police department and the sheriff's department, they usually ranged in around 300,000 to 500,000. What we're paying for this year is 1 12-hour officer and 1 24-hour officer, which amounts to 3 people. And Mr. Dukes is going to try to reduce that. We're just paying for the 1 24-hour person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it'll be 2 people, but it'll be 1 24-hour.
I think I understand what you're saying. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Anybody else have any other questions on this matter? All right. So moving on to yes, Ms. Pope. I saw you were about to get into the infrastructure levy. Did you have anything else on this report?
No, the infrastructure levy is going to be a part of the economic development meeting.
So at this point, do you need us to make a motion to take this out of this committee for Monday, or?
No, this is part of the 2021 budget, the one that's tax budget, that one is not due until July 15th. But I just wanted, this year, I wanted to break out the different levies in the different committees, so we can kind of go over it, and if you had any input, and maybe just get a better understanding of what we're doing with that levy money.
Yes, ma'am. No, thank you. That was informative, especially seeing how our levy gets split up into into our overall police budget, especially seeing how much that's going to grow over the next couple of years. So no, thank you. Moving, if everybody's good, we can continue to move on in new business. Next, I have. Give me 1 second. Just trying to pull up the agenda here. Stop sharing. Hamilton County. So we'll go over our police grant levy here. So Miss I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm
Yes,
here.
I'm sorry, please, because I don't want to mispronounce your name. Please say your
No,
name.
that's all right. No problem at all.
And
It's
I know
fine.
you had opportunity to speak on last week. So we wanted to give you opportunity to come back again. And I know folks out of the law committee, if they had any questions, or just anybody from council at all had any questions as it regards to the grant that Hamilton County is looking for, I want to provide people that opportunity to ask. So I open up the floor if anybody has any.
Yeah, so I'll just try to wrap up by saying the same thing, that we are trying to make a new police reform in the community. And if the change is not brought now, then the change will already be delayed. And what we're trying to see over here as a bigger picture is all research backed by studies that are done across the nation and internationally with proven methods on how we can engage the community and improve policing practices. And as Captain Uru had mentioned, it's not the heavy-handed kind of policing. It's in fact the opposite, where we are trying to improve our style, make it more legitimate, build trust, and basically increase the support of the community in carrying out our activities. So truly over here, it's just about me getting to know everyone's opinion about how that went last time. I'm sure everybody had a discussion about it and whether Lincoln Heights would be willing to partner with us on this and actually see whether there's gun crimes going down and be interested in reducing violence in your community.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Ms. Jeannie, I'll open up the floor. Yes, Ms. Jeannie.
This is a continuation from the discussion for the $9 million grant.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. It's actually 9 million distributed into
Yeah.
agencies.
Yeah, that's just how I remember the grant. $9 million.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
So any questions at all?
A couple. So I wanted to open it up to my other council members first before I intervene. So please, Ms. Jeannie.
I'm gonna say no right now.
Ms. Linda Childs, did you have any questions regarding the Hamilton County, especially coming from safety? So please, if you had any questions.
No, I don't have any questions. I still have concerns due to what's going on now. I still would like to see someone that represents us out here, and I think that's only fair. So, that's all that I have to say about the grant.
Madam Mayor. If you had any questions or comments or concerns as it regards in the Hamilton County grant, or it's if you wanted to say anything, I'll unmute you. You're on mute, so I need to unmute you. I can't unmute you. I don't know why I can't unmute her. Unmute audio. There you go. No, it won't let me unmute you, Madam Mayor. You got to do it yourself there. Okay. Well. So my question was, as we get. Oh, there you go, Madam Mayor. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there is a lot of questions that some of the council members and some of them are not here. So I guess we'll probably be talking about it again, but I know time is the essence on the information. So what is it? The deadline is, what's the deadline? July, is it July?
So
is it June 15th?
It's the June 11th actually.
Okay.
And since we already had started preparing, writing the grant, assuming that you would be interested in reducing violent crime. So now we would have to start rewriting the grant all over again and approach another community if they would be interested at all. And because the time is so short, we would have to complete writing within a week or so. And I guess this meeting, it'll be very helpful if we could decide on the subject. So if there are any questions and concerns at all,
Well, actually, when it comes to council, we won't know what their pleasure is because they're going to have to vote on if they're going to do a support letter, and they would have to do that Monday. And then once that's done, then the support letter will have to be delivered to you all by the 11th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I'm gonna let Vice Mayor go, Madam Mayor, and then we'll circle back around if that's okay. Vice
Yeah, I
Mayor.
was pointing to her.
Okay, yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that all of us are concerned about any crime in our neighborhood. I just wanted to say that even if we were to say no, it wouldn't be that we weren't concerned about the crime that would be committed in our neighborhood. You said that something about us being concerned. We're always concerned about any crime that might happen in our neighborhood. Just for the record.
Yeah, that's absolutely factually right. In fact, everyone would be concerned about the crime going down. However, it's about your belief in understanding that police reform needs to happen, and the sooner we can get this through the ground, we are federally accountable for it. We will be answerable. We have to show proof of the strategies that we've been using those proper data methods, right? So all of this is statistically driven, and researchers are going to be on doing this analysis consistently. So it's a big.
How often will we get an update on the progress? Because this is something that would go on for, you said, at least 3 years.
This is, so if you remember, we saying that Lieutenant Boeing over there is in charge right now, and so he act as a liaison between your council and us, and basically coordinate the activities of UC researchers and us, and even your input from the community. And so this will happen on a day-to-day basis. And every quarterly, we are supposed to produce reports to show our progress. So we have to actually furnish those reports to the Department of Justice. And so that copy will be submitted to every partner mentioned on the MOU, as you may have read.
One more question. So there'll be like a little mini task force with the sheriff, you all, somebody from the community,
it's not
and
exactly
somebody from
a
council?
task force. It's just
for lack of better terms, a group of people.
Yeah, so basically all this partnership coming together and just enacting their role and just doing their job, basically. So the UC researchers will be primarily involved in doing this research, because right now we don't have the statistical ability, and because they're the Institute of Crime Science, they're data driven already, and they have top of the notch software and technology to conduct such kind of analysis. So they would be primarily involved in studying the crime problems and collecting data from trends and basically analyzing hotspots of crime. And it's upon their analysis that they would help us have effective strategies in place. And so you as council members will always be updated about all the changes that happen there.
Okay.
Any other questions? So I had a couple questions. First one is the main thing that you spoke about is that this grant will try to enhance technology, right? That's supposed to help with making our community safer. Please, can you elaborate on how this technology will help make our community safer?
Okay, so biotechnology, I know it's a very vast term, but that what it entails is this, that there are certain statistical software that we use. And the way we use it is to analyze the trend behind how often, the frequency and the type of offenses that take place, and what we want to target, first of all, the kind of violence that we want to target. And then using the geospatial mapping, this is basically a software which helps you look at that entire county in form of a map, and it can have different segments of streets and intersections. And what it does is the maps will pinpoint those exact locations, show how crime is around a certain location, how it concentrates, and what is the near distance relation to each one of it. So there's a theory in research where it says that crime tends to displace itself. And so every variable, let's say a certain location has certain qualities and attributes about it. So what this mapping software will do is it automatically calculates the attributes for all its nearest locations, and it will show you basically what are those reasons why crime is occurring in those places. And so when we apply a theoretical perspective to it, it will propose more situational crime prevention activities so that we understand where to exactly pay attention.
So I'm sorry, please continue. No, I'm sorry, please continue.
That's all. I just wanted to close my line. That's it.
No, I'm sorry. So I didn't mean to cut you off, because I guess and where, once again, not necessarily concerned that I can foresee from my council, my fellow council members, is that Lincoln Heights is already such a small community, right? Oh,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Miss Linda. Please let me. I'll get my point apart, and please let me. I got you. I'm sorry. So Lincoln Heights is already such a small community, and we kind of already know each other on the most part. We kind of know where the hot kind of crime spots are in our community, if you want to quote unquote hot spots of crime, right? I
Mhm.
can name on you probably on my hand where those quote unquote crimes took place and where they were at, and they've been a
Mhm.
consistent issue in our community for decades. So
Mhm.
if the technology is only going to tell us where those hot spots are, then I think that's going to be a tough sale on that end.
That's not all that it will do, actually. That was just a part of it. It was for me to generally explain what it does. I mean, going into the technical aspects of it, it will actually become very technical when I start to explain how the mapping exactly works. But it's not merely about understanding or realizing where the hotspots occur. It's about understanding why they occur. And that's what the researchers are going to find out using all that. And it's going to be data driven. That's why there is no scope of bias whatsoever, because we have to furnish these data driven reports to the Department of Justice. Just by saying that, okay, this happens because probably the area is not lit properly or the area has been abandoned, they will not accept these responses. We have to show it by proof of numbers. And that's where it comes in.
Miss Linda, I'm sorry. Please, Miss Linda.
That's okay. You took care of most of it, so I'm good. You talked about the hot spots, and that's all I wanted to say.
That's why you my right hand. I miss you being right there. You know, we were usually on the same page. So I'm sorry I didn't see your hand.
And no, it's good. It's good. This is not my meeting. This is your meeting. So go for it.
And my only other question was, as you talk about community policing relations, right? Are there
Mhm.
any certain guidelines that you guys got your recommendations from that that we can kind of parallel between? Like, so how did you guys come up with this standard of these are certain community policing relation tasks that we should probably take into place?
So primarily, right now, we are relying upon two different bodies. One is the Community Oriented Policing Services, that's the COPS agency, and that's what it stands for. They continuously produce publications which are known worldwide. Then the second, what we base our judgment is on the International Association of Chiefs of Police. They produce publications and they produce these standards, which are globally recognized. So police, even in the UK, in Berlin, in different parts of the world, like Australia, Canada, those practices are followed using the IACP model.
Anybody else have any other questions on this topic?
I had a question. I wanted to find out on the grant that you're asking us to support, what other municipalities, maybe not in Ohio, that you have been able to base what you would like to do for the Village of Lincoln Heights? Do you have any studies from other municipalities that did the same type of grant?
Yeah, so actually, being the sheriff's office, this is our first grant right now because we're moving towards that practice. But UC has had research of the same type in Fort Myers, Philadelphia. Then they've done another one in Miami, a police department in Miami. I don't know the name yet because Dr. Haberman's expertise is there. There's one more in far west of LA. They've conducted studies there. So there's been focused deterrence and hotspot prevention. Those kind of studies have been taken there, and it's done by UC itself. So they basically are ranked first in doing such kind of research. And UC for criminal justice is ranked third nationally. And their research is actually utilized by many public departments across the country.
I have one more
They've
question.
even done, yeah, I just
I
wanted
gotta ask you just one more question. Okay, so you mentioned about the quarterly, you would inform the council quarterly, based on the data, and it's 3 years. Would they start implementing the data after the 3 years, or will the sheriff's office look at the data before the 3 years and start implementing changes through that?
Yeah, it's going to have an agile approach as project managerial terms go. So agile approach includes that as and when we complete a task, let's say we do it within 3 months, that report is generated at that point. And then all the further data that comes in, it kind of adds to it, accumulates to it. So it has in the end, it will have a cumulative effect, which will show the whole picture by adding bits and pieces to it. So this all the data, which is collected within that period of 3 months and produced.
Ms. Linda?
Yes, what you talked about, the studies been done by UC in the different communities. Are these communities low income and African American?
They are quite a mix of different ethnic heterogeneity. There is presence. So if you can find by the census data by each of these counties, we have found that there was a mixed population there. I would not be able to attest so much about the poverty aspect of it or the socioeconomic aspect, but I know for a fact that they were ethnically heterogenic.
So they're not doing studies where the big causes of the crimes come from, which I mean outside of the communities that you are looking at to find out what's going on.
I didn't understand your question. I'm sorry.
In other words, when you go to a very rich neighborhood, even though the numbers might not be quite as high, but they are maybe influencers in the low income minority communities, you're not working to see what's going on there?
No, they do have a variety of different kinds of counties, because when they take a whole city in picture, they have to consider all the smallest blocks of the city, which can either be rich, which can either be poor, or which can be middle income. So they have a wide variety of cases that come up, because when they conduct their analysis, they control certain areas with the kind of strategy they use, and the remaining part they use as an effect. So they are able to look at the operations done by this over the effect groups that have. And so all these groups are randomized. That's why there is no scope for bias at all. That's a very highest standard of research practice. It's called a randomized controlled design.
Thank you.
They will follow.
Any other questions? Well, thank you again for coming back, answering our questions again. We appreciate it. Like Madam Mayor said, we'll have to officially vote on this Monday. And then from there,
next Monday, I'm sorry.
It'll be Monday, this coming Monday. So that will be the 8th, I believe. So yeah, I'm sorry. So it'll be the 8th. So June 8th, I believe, will be our next committee of the whole meeting. And then from then we will probably get into more debate on this issue. And then we will probably vote on it at 7:30 at our regular council meeting. Okay, so may I just say one thing? Sure. It's basically because the time is of essence, and when if we have a much earlier notice of how much it's going to take, I mean, we can redirect our efforts again to rewrite the grant if we have to, because by then I think it will be really late. And I was under the assumption that it's going to take place tonight, the decision on this matter. So it will be for me at least to understand towards which direction the council is likely to vote. I understand that not all members are on the council right now as they were last time, but even so, having most of you, if I could just have that much idea, then
yeah, that's not how it works though.
So I'm sorry. As the chairman of this committee, we have certain protocols that we have to follow, and there's certain.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's just like any other board. So once again, we appreciate you coming back and allowing us to hear more information. And then as of this moment, you have 4 council members here, and then the minutes will be available. And this is the live recording meeting. And I'm sure our council members are very invested, and they'll go back and watch this to get the information that you provided, so that on Monday, when we come back and have an official vote, then we can go from there. But for us to right now, and then once again, in this public setting, to try to say where we stand, once again, I don't think that's appropriate and anybody, and not to say anything against anybody on here, but I just don't think that's an appropriate thing for
So my
anybody.
intention was really not to break.
No, and I understand.
It was just about learning what your interest would be or some kind of explanation so that you may have an idea.
It's just protocol. It's just protocol. If we were all sitting in the council seat right now and we were all just sitting here, it would be the same type of situation. So once again, and this is just kind of where this process goes. So you present it to us, we take it to committee, and then we bring it back. Sometimes government works slow. I get frustrated with the process as well sometimes, but like I said, we will go about it on Monday, and then from there we will. I'm sure you will hear back from us on the 9th, because like I said, we will vote on the 8th.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for offering your comments as well. And we'll just meet again on Monday then.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we'll last thing, and I'm sorry because it's starting to get into 6:30, and this is going to take longer than I thought, and I don't want it to. So I will email this to everybody, and we can go from there. I don't think we're on the shared screen, so I just want to share screen this, and then I'll let us convene. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I put up the right thing, guys. Here we go. Document here.
You have 10 minutes left.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So this is right here. So I had a conversation with just with some folks from the Obama Foundation, and then just from other lawmakers, just talking about, okay, what can we do from the village of Lincoln Heights to kind of ensure that our citizens are protected, right? Even though a lot of things are going on. So he just said, okay, right now in 2015, they had a task force that came out with certain criteria of community policing. So I looked at them, I brought them up, and I wanted to present them to everybody here. Everybody can read. I'm not gonna go through those things, but they just kind of break it out as to what we as a Lincoln Heights Council can do. And some of these things we've already started. So like creating listening opportunities, like that's our respect our block, right? You know, now the other part is like allocating government resources to implement some of these things. You know, that's the conversation that we just had. But I'll email this to you, and I'll actually email you the actual document that the Obama Foundation sent that they want, you know, kind of implement on all, you know, throughout the whole country. But I think that us, especially with our history, as you know, I don't have to preach that to you guys, but given that who we are, I think we can kind of take the lead as to setting police reform, at least within our community. So the main thing that I thought that was on here that I really thought that we could address from our law enforcement. So what they want to see from law enforcement in Hamilton County, like for us, the Hamilton County sheriffs, everybody talks about training and data, but the data of when they use force does not need to be documented. So we could establish that here. And I don't want, and I love that safety chairs on here. And I don't want to bring this a law or safety thing. I just wanted to present it to everybody. But I just think some of these things we might be able to just take and then work from there. So I would like to just present this to everybody, and hopefully we can just work on these for goals for 2020 and 2021. Yes, Ms. Linda, and I am done.
Yes, and I know you have it in law enforcement, but that can be a partnership with safety. So so this can be, we can take that section and use it together as part of our goals to get this done. Some of that was done way back when I first got on council, such as the body cams and some other policies. So I also understand that even though you have these things listed here, when you're dealing with the sheriff department, for right now, I don't know what the future would look like, you have to take in consideration the union that they're up on. The union guides a lot of this stuff as to how it's implemented, and also what the pay is. You know, not the sheriff, but the union does that. So maybe we can do some more research on this piece and find out what we have and what we don't have. So that's the way I would suggest you use that. So you will not be stepping on safety's committee. Otherwise, it just all need to be put into law. Because I do think that police and law go together. I've always said that, but they have it sectioned out where it's under the name of safety. So we have to work on that together.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I totally agree. And I'm once again, my right hand, I'm glad we agree on this as well. And like I said, for the sake of time, I'll just email this to everybody on the committee. We can table this and bring this back up. If anybody else has any questions or just concerns, comments on this matter at all.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's great. I like teamwork. I don't have any problem with it.
Yes, ma'am. Same here. Same here. Teamwork makes the dream work. So,
there you go.
So technically going down the agenda, I believe right now we are into public comments, but I think we have no public. And then miscellaneous business. Do we have any miscellaneous business?
I have some miscellaneous business.
Yes, ma'am.
Due to what's going on now, I think it's an opportunity for us to reach out to the sheriff and ask, demand, wish for a person of color to be put into this community through a letter. And I'm going to talk to the manager about it and tell him, we need to do this right now because of all the stuff that's going on throughout the United States and outside of the United States. It's time to make a change. My attitude towards the sheriff department has changed. It probably changed with the officer before the last officer. Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so therefore, I think we need as a whole, council the whole, and the manager write that letter.
Yes, ma'am. I don't mind making. I don't even know if we need to any comments on that. So I don't mind if we need to make a formal motion. I motion that the law committee recommends that council writes a letter to or I don't even know.
Manager.
Village manager. So I make a motion that this committee makes a recommendation that the village manager writes a letter to Hamilton County that they will put a person of color or a minority or yes. And how do you want to phrase it, Ms. Jeannie?
I want to say black person.
Okay. A person of African American descent in our department. Yes, ma'am. So once again, I make a motion that we make a So I make a motion that we send a recommendation to our village manager that he writes a letter to the Hamilton County sheriffs that we would like an African American officer in our duty. That's the motion. Can I have a second? Oh yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead with your second. You can question after that.
Okay. That was second. Second. Yes, ma'am. Questions? Yes, Miss Linda.
The question is that it seemed like it came from law when I made the suggestion.
Well, I'm just saying, so I didn't want to, so for the record. So even for the record, I'm sorry. Once again, I thought we were just trying to expedite the teamwork.
It's okay. You can just say that the safety chair attended the law meeting and thought we should partnership with getting a letter to that way. And most of the time I don't mind being left out, but this time,
yes,
because I got a certain feeling about it and I also talked about that the last time we had the meeting with the young lady and the officer, that we do need diversity. So, the recommendation can come from the law committee and the chair of the safety committee. After all, Jeannie is the other person that's on the safety committee, so I guess it's okay.
Please,
the law committee.
And please, Miss Linda, I'm not Miss Linda, Miss Lisa, can you please just kind of in the minutes, please make sure that we make that small correction that it was brought out of the law committee, but the recommendation was made by the safety committee chair. The motion and the second is still on the table. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes. The ayes have it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I think that's all we have, and it's 6:29. So I motion that we adjourn.
I second that motion.
Yes, ma'am. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all.
Linda, okay.
Councilman
Linda.
Daniels, before you leave,
Kathy said she needs you to run the meeting.
Oh,
she has a migraine. She
Oh,
got a
no.
splitting migraine. She said she cannot. There's nothing really, she said, on the agenda. That was who I was talking to. She's
I'm
asking
making.
if you could run it.
I'm trying
Well,
to make her the host.
I guess I have no choice. I have to go and pull up the agenda. It'll be short and sweet.
Hey, Keith, I
Okay.
can't make her the host.
She has something on there that
There you
I
go.
have no idea because I looked at it before. Have any idea what she's talking about? The economic development, something.
Yeah, I gotta send out an invite. I'll be back in a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be back.
We're not gonna run this straight through? I thought you could run it straight through.
We're gonna run it
Yeah, we
straight
can rush
through.
through. Yes, ma'am.
I just need to go get my iPad and bring up that agenda.
Okay.
Did
Councilman
you meet?
Daniels, how
Yes,
long are you gonna
ma'am.
be with us? Will you be at the special meeting?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm just gonna mute. I'm just taking my camera off.
Okay, you wanna
Yes, ma'am.
hit that, trying to golf in between, that was it?
I'm just.
Shame
I
on
was in my meeting.
you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
There's somebody talking, mute, mute, mute. You. Miss Lisa. Okay.
Yes, Mayor.
Are the Zoom meeting for law and economic, are they sharing the same number?
Yes.
I don't think Vice Mayor knew that. You might wanna,
I think she
Check her.
said she had to go and she'll be right back.
she mentioned about
Mayor,
sending us an email.
that's for the executive session. Remember, I gotta send out
Oh,
that one.
okay,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
right here. I just muted myself and took the camera off so I can figure that out. I
oh,
got you.
okay, I wasn't sure which one you was talking about. I
Yeah.
said, I think okay, thank you.
Okay.
Lisa, just to let you know.
Wait a minute. Give me one
Okay, anybody out there? Okay.
Here.
Okay, I just was, hey Ruby, can you
Huh?
double check? Can you see if I sent that email? Because it said that it might have had a password on it. I hope I don't. But can you check?
Yeah, I just came across.
Miss, there she go. You
Yes,
popping
I
around.
have the, yes, it's here.
Okay, does it say it needs a password?
Yes, you want me to send it to you?
No, because I'm the meeting person, but I didn't realize that. So when it asks for the password, y'all just gonna have to put that password in. I don't know how to change that.
What pass?
Okay, you want,
For the
okay.
executive session, can you check your email, Miss Charles Jeters?
No. I'll check it. We'll end this and then check it closer then.
Okay.
So you don't have the executive meeting on the agenda?
It's listed under special meeting. It's not till after economic development. I sent everybody an email this morning, but it's
I'm
not,
broke out
it's,
in hives.
uh-oh.
on
So
left
it's
side of my
after,
body.
it's after, the economic development meeting. That was
Okay.
what the email said. Okay.
Okay, but just stay on here until I can get to it at the end of this.
Oh yeah.
Okey-doke.
So when you sent it out, you sent out for everybody to be in attendance. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's correct.
Oh my goodness, these hives.
What is everybody? You got hives, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Me too.
I broke out when that police started talking.
Aren't we live stream?
I
Yes.
think so.
Could be, yeah. We are. I don't know if you
Okay.
paused or not. I don't think it's
No,
paused.
it's saying live.
Live. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So you can get you something to antihistamine to stop
Yeah, I'm getting that right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna need one more person on the committee.
I haven't started. That's the reason why I haven't started. I'm waiting for council to come and get on.
Okay.
It's Laverne and it's Miss Baber.
Yes, ma'am.
LeVon said she'd be there.
Yeah, so we just wait on it. This meeting won't take long.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Benadryl itch stopping cream. Thank God for first aid kits. Wash my hands.
Someone text Miss Baber and let her know she needs to be on this meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
This gotta be quick because this is spreading.
I don't hold long meetings, Jeannie.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they in my hair and everything now.
Oh. You've been
Wow.
out in the weeds. You sure this is not poison ivy?
I haven't been out at all. It just started. I'm telling you when it started.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we may not have a meeting at all.
Well, they still need to join for our other meeting anyhow.
What time did you tell us to be ready for that next Zoom meeting?
7:30. I think I
Right
said 7.
after 7:30.
But I can start it at any time.
Yeah. We
But
want to make sure.
If folks
But
that's
you need-
coming on think it's gonna be at 7:30, then I don't know.
Mhm.
Did you list this as a 7:30 meeting? Is it posted outside?
It was posted Friday. Because Mr. Desai said it's only going to take about 10, 15 minutes. It's just an update.
Okay, all right. It is 6:42.
Did somebody call Miss Baber? I don't have her number.
I think I have her on a group text. Let me see if I can text her.
I got her number. You're muted, Mayor. You're muted. Oh, she must be on the phone with her. Are you on the phone with her? Okay.
I'm on the phone with Miss Mitchell, not Miss Baber.
I'll call Baber.
And Ms. Mitchell calling in? Because I'm getting ready to shut this meeting down. This non-meeting.
I got Miss Baber's mailbox. How many on this committee?
5,
So how many do we need for a quorum?
3.
It's me, you, Durant. I'm not on the committee.
I'm
am
not
I?
on this. I'm not.
Uh-uh.
We're not on this. It's just Miss Linda.
It's just the 2 of us that are present.
I'm on this
Vice
committee,
Mayor,
though, right?
Vice
Are you?
Mayor,
you
you're on it.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor, you just need one more.
All right, when the clock ticks up to 6:50, immediately close this.
So how do we do the next meeting though?
We're gonna have to come back to Zoom anyway, right?
Well, we don't come back to this, do we?
That's what I'm saying. We still gotta come back to Zoom
Yeah.
to get there, not this meeting.
All
And
right.
then you gave us what? Let me look and see.
I think I said 7:30, but I can start it at any time.
Well, yes, you can, but is the side coming on?
He can be called and told that he needs to get on the
Do we
then.
have something to vote on in economic development?
No. I don't think so, Laverne.
You just need to be present. Vice Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
you sent us a link for the night's meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
You sent it to the village only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go in and get it out the village when we close out this and
Hello,
Yeah.
Miss Mitchell says she can call in. I was trying to get her off the phone. She just needs to call in because she's mobile. So she says she wants to attend, but she can't use her system. She's gonna have to call in.
She can Zoom from her phone.
Okay. She can Zoom by call in too, right? I think it's a call
Thank-
in number too. Let me see.
and we're getting ready to close this out, Mayor. It is 7:48. And we can come back in at 7:30.
6:48.
What did I say?
Okay, so you're
7:48.
gonna cancel this one and come back and include it as a special meeting on the back end of this?
At 7:30.
Okay, all right.
I think we should wait till 7:30 because everybody's thinking 7:30. So
Okay, so if they log in about 7:20 or something and y'all,
I'll be online at 7:20.
okay,
okay,
all right.
all right. So Miss Lisa, would you put down due to a lack of a quorum, the meeting is canceled. Thank you, and I'll see you at 7:20.
All right.
Okay. All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Mayor, do you need me to stay until after you guys come back on, or do I cancel it for today? I don't need to come back. You guys
You're
not
done.
coming back.
You should be done for the day. You don't do the executive piece.
I can't
Mayor,
hear what she's saying.
take your mute off. Take your mute.
I was looking down at her. To do the special meeting, you have to do the roll call and then
Okay.
we'll go, yeah.
Now,
And you're gonna open
how do
it
I
up
do
for the
that? Because I
special-
don't think I have the email for you guys. Do I stay here and we do
You're gonna
it?
stay, we're gonna come back on this line first.
Okay.
Conduct,
Okay.
open it up, okay?
So
Okay,
come
and
back
then-
here.
Then you
Come
come back
back
after you
here.
finish. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just, Miss Jeter, you're just gonna, come out of it like you just did a minute ago and
Yeah.
don't take
Council
it all
meeting
out.
due to a lack of a quorum. But
Right.
someone else could not take that roll call for the meeting. It's got to go
I
through
mean,
her.
I can.
It has to go through her. I think she needs to be released for the day. Now, this is my thinking. I may be wrong.
Okay, I'll do the roll call.
Okay,
I can do the roll call.
all right.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys at
Good
7:30.
night.
You owe me, Miss Lisa.
Thank you.
7:20, 7:20, in case y'all
7:20?
have any technical issues.
Okay.
Come back to this live stream though first, okay?
Come back
Yes,
to
ma'am.
this live stream. Who's gonna open it up? Jeannie?
Yes.
I thought you go straight to the other one.
No,
Okay,
because we have to call it.
okay. I thought
You
it
have to
was,
call.
thought it was a special meeting. Okay, I got you.
You got it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You have to call a special meeting and then make the motion and then do what we gotta do. I know it's hard. Bye.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
do me a favor, reach over and send me Jeannie's information for the meeting tonight to the Yahoo. Can you do that?
Yeah,
Yes.
send it to your Yahoo.
Yeah, so I
You want
can
me to forward it or?
forward it. Yeah,
Okay.
forward it.
Okay, I'm on it right now.
I saw it, and then it's on the village email. So I did go look at it. And also I filled out some information from Mr. Desai.
Okay, okay, I'll send it to you. She on the wrong one.
On the wrong one?
She's on the wrong one. You're on wrong one. Am I muted? I'm sorry.
No. What is insurrection act?
including options that are chemo-free, because we're committed to bringing you hope into lung cancer care. Learn about lung cancer research at lungcancerresearch.com.
Stress balls have actually a verbal stress relief that helps them turn the stress stress less than more with stress balls. Introducing new Voltaren arthritis pain gel, the first and only full prescription strength, non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory gel available over the counter. New Voltaren is powerful arthritis pain relief in a gel. Voltaren, initially improvement. Is it a good thing for you?
We've all experienced more inside our home. Now, experience we will call us anytime and because we give you all. We've all experienced more inside our home. Call us anytime.
Welcome back. As the season is still regularly rest. Every focus learning to send the military to American cities of their team of personal insurance now. Governor, thank you for taking a few minutes. Appreciate it. That President Harrison established 3 days later. He said that he would deploy the military to U.S. states and various states of the country. They do dominate the streets. They don't provide enough force to dominate the streets. He says, and I will deploy the U.S. military and quickly solve the problem for them. Your government is reacting. Well, we reject that. It's illegal. So the fact is that President Trump is trying to change the subject. He's trying to inflame actions on the street in order to veer away from his failures on coronavirus. And what he ought to be doing, of course, is acting like a statesman. He ought to be standing up and talking about the rights of people to peacefully protest and being supportive of the Obama said that those protests were without focus. And he said justice. He could do that by invoking the Insurrection Act. He didn't do it. The Insurrection Act requires that a governor ask the federal government to have federal forces brought in. We will not be doing that. I can't imagine any state will do that. Or that the president saying president of a number of your failed governors around the country. Did that subject come up on it? The Insurrection Act was sending the military around the country? No. But the president spent 20 or 30 minutes on a crazy rant putting in talking about states that dominate the streets.
Okay, so.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, there's no everybody. Everybody not here. How you doing, Deepak?
I'm
They
doing good.
coming.
I'm doing good.
Hey, Deepak.
Hey there, Mr. Daniels. So, can you hear us? Or Keith? Is it Keith?
It's Keith.
Who we got tonight? We got Keith. Hey, Keith, can you hear me?
Hey, Deepak. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so, hey, to comply with the Ohio Open Meetings Act, we actually have to start this special meeting where everyone can see us.
Yep.
So when we're ready to go, if you would take down the executive session notice,
Absolutely.
let us start the special meeting, then we'll make our motion to go into executive session. Presuming that passes, then you can put this back up.
Okay, and yep, got it. I actually thought that the executive session was what happened before this, so that's why that was up. So it's down now.
Okay. So are we live streaming right now?
It is live streaming. Yeah, we will, we'll when it goes to TV and everything, we'll cut it a little, we'll cut it up and doctor it. But yes, it is currently live streaming.
Okay. So, and I'll take care of sending out the Zoom invite for the executive session unless you want to do that, Keith. It's up to you.
I actually do not have that link because I'm not the one running that one. So yeah, you can, if you want to take care of that, I'll just wait here. If you guys, do you guys come back? Are you going to want to do a adjournment on this Zoom one?
Yeah, we'll have to come back to this Zoom one and do an adjournment.
Okay, so I'll keep this one up for you guys to rejoin after executive session, or if you just go and, I don't know if you can do two at one time, but this will be up the whole time.
Yeah, I've never had luck doing two at one time, so I think what we'll do is everybody will leave this meeting, and then we'll come back by hitting the link again.
Okay, yep, got it.
Okay.
So Deepak, you're gonna send the link out for this meeting?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm gonna send it for the executive session, so we'll just stay right here. Yep.
Can you send it to the Yahoo for me?
Yeah, let me see what I can do here.
Mr. Design.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Randolph, she's not here during this meeting. Did you want to do the roll call?
Yeah, I can.
I was going to do it, but you can do it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have Miss Laverne on the line. We're trying to get the dial-in number, but I don't see the dial-in on the email, Deron.
Is there a dial-in for Zoom?
Yeah, you can dial in.
I'm learning something new every day.
See, her email just has the Zoom link. It doesn't have all the other dial-in numbers, and I'm looking for the original one from Jason. That would have the dial-in numbers.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Okay, but it's so I can pull over and do this one and do it. You know what I'm saying? If you send it to me in the email, I can do it. Just pull over and do it. That's fine.
The 89441, the original one, Miss Laverne?
Right, that's what I need to do.
And she needs the one that says New York, because she's on the Eastern. It should be multiple numbers.
I need to get back to some normalcy.
Miss Stinson, I've got the number that I think she needs to call into if you want me to get it.
Forgot you were there, young man.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I gotta call her back then, because I don't want her driving with them kids in the car and trying to.
I'm gonna send her an email.
You got the telephone number?
Go ahead. You can. What's the telephone number?
We're giving you the telephone number.
Yeah,
Keith has the number.
Okay.
What's the number?
Phone number is gonna be 929 436
436
2866.
2866. All right, I'm sending that to Ms. Laverne, I'm
Okay,
sending this to you.
Ron's sending it to you, but I'm talking it to you too. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Let me mute myself since we live.
So Deepa, how will she do the executive meeting tonight then?
You would need to follow this link that I'm getting ready to send out.
Okay, if she's doing it by phone?
I believe it'll have phone instructions.
I believe Ms. Faber is trying to get on. I sent her the information.
There's got to be a training somewhere for this. This is driving me bonkers.
We gotta hurry up. There's a curfew on tonight.
Baber says she still can't get in. Oh, okay. She needs a meeting ID. Read the meeting ID off to me, Durant.
Is the ID for the phone number. Phone number is 929.
Not the phone number. I need the meeting ID number.
Oh, hold on.
I've got that for you. Hold on.
Yeah.
It is 894 4237 5801.
My man.
All right. Thank you.
I texted to her twice. Maybe she lost it.
Who?
Miss Mitchell. Oh, you talking about Miss Baber?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Baber. I'm not for sure.
Oh, it's the same one I sent to her. I sent her twice.
Oh, I think Deepak got out. Please ask Keith to add me to the current meeting. And that's Deepak.
I'm inviting him now.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, this is something else.
It was how Natalie's character who blindly trusted something that was unsafe.
Didn't seem like anybody really wanted to talk about, the tragedy of an 18-year-old girl disappearing for no reason. At the Brazil State Lab, scientists work hard. How hard? Well, they developed a new.
They're watching the news.
It's more states better than the #1 selling liquid oxy detergent. Boom. Brazil's oxy power.
She's in. She said release the hold. There we go. Good job. All right. Oh, listen to me talk about good job.
G, you know what you made me want to go to, Miss G. I'm about to tell you to go ahead and do it. G-O-O-J-O.
Oh, gosh.
Good job. Good job.
Can Phyllis call in?
Are you sending her the number?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Only thing I don't have that ID. I typed it in as he was telling it to me. Read it off to me, Durance. Can you?
Oh, Alex is not the one for the phone number?
No, the ID number.
I didn't write it down when Keith did it.
Oh.
Keith, I'm sorry, Keith. You got to bring back Keith.
Coming back.
I think she need the number because I text the ID number in the group. I text her that. I think she just needs the call in number.
I have the call in number. The call in number
I just sent it to her.
Okay, that's the 929. The call number is the 929-436.
Is Miss Mitchell the one calling in? Like the one that's in right now on a phone?
Yeah, that's Mitchell.
Okay.
Running people with blue dye so they can arrest them later for protesting.
Looks like Miss Favors is in by phone. I see her name.
Yeah, I'm in here by phone, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Miss
Looks
Mitchell.
like Miss Mitchell's there.
She had to take her phone off so we can go and do roll call.
All right. So we ready to start the meeting then?
Yeah. Daniels, come on. Looks like there he is. All right, let's go. All right. Okay. Y'all ready? Okay. All right. The Village of Lincoln Heights Special Council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, June 1st. Roll call, Mr. Desai. Today's date is. Okay, go ahead.
Present.
Ms. Giles Peters.
Present.
Ms. Baber.
Present.
Ms. Goodwin Williams. Ms. Mitchell.
Present.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Present.
And Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Present.
We have 6 present, 1 absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, all right. So today, the special meeting today, we will not have to go into executive session. It's for informational purposes only regarding Mr. Dukes, the village manager, and his leave of absence. Mr. Desai.
Thank you, Mayor. So I had a long and healthy conversation with Mr. Dukes on Friday. Because we're in a public setting, I don't want to go into many details, but I think as most council members know, he has an immediate family member who is dealing with a serious health issue. There has been some certainty with when that family member has to undergo a major procedure. After that, there will, of course, because of the situation, the condition be a major recovery process. Mr. Dukes, like I believe every one of us, wants to devote his time and attention to that family member and helping them get back to the road of good health. I'm sure everyone here joins me in praying for them and wishing them nothing but the best and sending positive energy their way. So in any event, Mr. Dukes expressed gratitude that I reached out to him. You know, at the end of our conversation, he said, you know, I've got clarity now and we've got a plan of action. I think he was concerned about the welfare of the village and grappling with that versus the welfare of his family member. And I think the conversation helped put him at ease. So, basically what he told me he wants to do is he wants to start taking leave in our manual, our employee manual. He has accumulated per the manual a certain amount of sick time. The village policy on sick time is that you can take it not only for yourself, but you can take it for an immediate family member. So he's going to utilize that and he's going to start that effective today. He's already started it. I talked to Ms. Pope on Friday evening about this and just by luck, it worked out well because this is the beginning of the new pay period. So everything, if you will, jives from, the logistical end of it. So when he gets done using his sick time, he's going to move over to his paid time off. He's got about he does have 120 hours of paid time off under his contract, which he is able to start using as of January this year. So that'll be the second type of leave, paid leave, if you will, that he's going to use. That'll get him through approximately the end of June. And as we get closer to that date, he and I are going to have a conversation and we're just going to reassess where things are. We just don't know where his family member is going to be. I mean, God willing, everything's looking really good, and he feels like he at that point could leave Atlanta and come back up to Cincinnati, to Lincoln Heights. But we just don't know. But I think the clarity he was looking for was, could he go on leave? And I think the comfort of knowing that he doesn't have to worry about the welfare of the village. He told me on Friday when he talked, what he would do is, as of Monday, he would set his email so that if an email gets sent to him, it'll say, please contact the assistant manager, Donna Pope. And same thing with voicemails. The only active work, if you will, that he will be doing is that if he does happen to field a call and it's somebody calling about village business, he'll tell them that, I am the manager, but I'm on, leave, and you should contact Donna Pope at the village number. So that piece of it's squared away. And again, when we get to the end of June, the conversation we had is, he at that point, would have the ability to then go on to medical leave. We're hoping that he doesn't have to do that. But again, it's uncertain, just given the health situation. So, but in any event, it was an excellent conversation. I think Mr. Dukes and I both left with clarity, and he left with some comfort that, the village can continue in the capable hands of council and Ms. Pope, and Jamal Willis, while he's gone. And, hopefully at the end of this month, everything's looking good and he's back. Any questions I can answer for anybody?
Ms. Childs Jeter.
So we are to have no contact with him, just with Ms. Pope only?
I mean, I think that's the general rule.
Okay.
But, if there is something short, and focused, for sure, it's like, hey, Mr. Dukes, can you tell me where the key is to that file cabinet? There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the gentleman is on leave. He's tending to a serious family matter, which I know you appreciate. So if it's anything beyond something simple like that, he should just be left alone.
Any questions, anybody? Okay. There's nothing further. Motion in order for adjournment.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
And we'll-
Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you.